where tonight WCIU Channel 26 presents White Sox baseball. It's Jermaine Dye, Jim Thome, Paul Konerko and the Sox as they get set to butt heads with Grady Sizemore and the Cleveland Indians. Hi, everybody, and welcome. With former Cy Young Award winner Steve Stone, I'm Ken Harrell. Since we get set to bring you the first of this three-game set, as you know, this will be the final of the 10-game homestand. First 7 games, real good. We're 5-2, took 3 out of 4 from the Yankees, 2 out of 3 from the Angels. Still 2 games back in Detroit, but tonight, Mark Buehrle on the bump.
Mark Buehrle's 11-5 this year, and last time out, a real tough outing for him. The 2 times before that, well, he could hardly be any better than that. So I think we're going to see the good Mark Buehrle tonight on a night when it's a little rainy, but the clouds are going to clear. There is going to be baseball. And Jeremy Sowers goes to the mound for the Cleveland Indians, who made another deal today. Carl Pavano going to Minnesota. Cleveland's unloaded a lot of their players. However, they're playing good, solid baseball. They're the hottest team in the division because they're really playing with nothing to lose. So this becomes a tough series. Hopefully the Sox take 3. If they do that, Hawk, we're going to be in pretty good shape.
All right, sit back, relax, and strap it down. White Sox baseball coming your way.
Chicago White Sox baseball is brought to you by Miller Lite. Triple hops brewed Miller Lite. Great taste, less spilling. The Illinois Lottery. This summer, lottery tickets get a second chance to win $35 every weekday. Visit IllinoisLottery.com for details. Have fun, play responsibly. By Ford. Check out Ford's exciting new vehicles at ChicagoFordDealers.com. And by Southwest Airlines. Southwest Airlines is ready when you are. Go to Southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on.
Here at the United Scout Lounge here at the ballpark. They'll be able to take a tour of the TV truck, which is very cool because I think people watch the game and they don't have any idea what goes into the production of it. So that's really neat. They'll come up here to the booth and visit you during the game and enjoy the game from premium seats. That's just one of the many things. You know, we were watching Roger out here put the tarp on, take the tarp off, put the tarp on. But there's an opportunity to actually prep and water the field with Roger before a game, change the bases in the 4th inning, then you get to keep the base, and then great seats again. We have a really neat what we call the perfect package, which is including, obviously, an experience with Mark Burley to meet him before the game and all sorts of autographed items. So again, 7 really cool items, all available for bid. They'll be all promoted during the game, and you go to whitesox.com/ultimate-bid to place your bid, and it only runs from 4 till 8. So it's really important that fans are ready to watch the game and have a computer nearby, and there's a great opportunity for everybody.
One of the things that's very exciting is that day with Roger, because I have to tell you, he probably is the best groundskeeper in all of baseball. And I don't think a lot of people understand what goes into making this field game ready and making it absolutely the best playing surface in the major leagues. Roger's going to be real happy. And if you're very lucky, he's going to probably provide you with a piece of cake that he has just about each and every game. It's about this big. So if that's part of the package, you should bid a little bit more, as well as the dinner with Hawk and I and with DJ and Ed Farmer. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be very special. And tell us again the time and how do you do it?
It's open. The bidding will open. You can go online right now to whitesox.com/ultimate-bid to get a description of all 7 of the items. And then the bidding starts at 4 o'clock Central Time tomorrow, and it closes at 8 p.m. sharp. You and Hawk are going to help us out by talking about it all during the game tomorrow. Thanks for that. And just one note on Roger. You had said you get to have a piece of his cake. Actually, I'm not sure if he'll share the cake, but you do get to take a piece of sod home from the field, which is very cool.
Well, that should be a wonderful day, and I think that baseball experience, the broadcast experience, is going to go for a little more than $8. So get out your wallets, make a lot of bids. It'll be a very special day, and we'll be back after these messages. Where the Indians, depleted as they are, will line up this way. It's Sizemore, Cabrera, and Chu. With Peralta, who's been red hot, then Hafner, the DH, Carroll, Shopik, Crow, and Marte at first base hitting 9th. The White Sox defense, and now they'll line up behind Mark Burley, left to right, is Quentin Pasednik and Dye in the infield. Beckham, Ramirez back in the lineup. Nick shifts over to second, along with Konerko. A.J. Przinsky behind the plate, and Mark Burley on the hill. Mark Burley looking for his 12th win. ERA 3.79 on for the 23rd time. And there you look at the numbers overall. Very good walk to strikeout ratio. The umpires for the game tonight: behind the plate, C.B. Buckner; at first base, Mike Everett; at second base, Brian Gorman; and at third base, Jerry Davis. So on a rainy night where it appears that things have cleared off, it's time to finish up this homestand with the start of the Indian series, and I'll turn it over to my play-by-play partner, Hawk Harrelson.
All right, Stone Pony, thank you. And indeed, once again, good evening, everyone, and welcome to White Sox baseball right here over WCIU Channel 26.
Okay, fans, it's 7-11 and time for the first pitch. Tonight's game time is presented by 7-Eleven.
And Grady Sizemore will see that first pitch. Indians come in at 46 and 62, hitting at 264 as a club. Beckerman on the grass at third, and the first pitch of the ball game. Taken for a strike. Sizemore hitting at 233, 15 homers. He's driven in 56. Lifetime against Burley, a 220 hitter. He is 13 for 59. Bounces it back through the middle. And Mark probably upset with himself, as good as he is, that he didn't get that.
Well, it looked to me like he had a pretty good shot at it, but he wasn't able to make the play. One of the reasons is it's not on his glove side. So having to reach back across to his throwing arm side, which is the most difficult thing for a pitcher, he just didn't get to it. And Sizemore, who has had for him a substandard year, is aboard to lead it off.
He is 10 for 17 in stolen bases. As here's the switch hitting shortstop as Asdrubal Cabrera.
Cabrera, a little better hitter from the left side. All of his power comes from the left side, but of course he looks out at Mark Burley as a right-hand hitter.
Ground ball should be. There you watch out. Bad flip. Easy double play ball thrown away.
That's just a bit of carelessness on the part of Jason Nix, who shifts over to second base, and that flip, instead of underhand, he kind of shoveled it, almost a backhand type of situation, and the ball just got away. This should be 2.
He had plenty of time to underhand it over there, as Cabrera has pretty good speed, but he was hitting right-handed, so a big mistake. And here is Chu. Take strike one. Chu hitting at 295, 13 homers. He's driven in 61.
He's got very good speed. He's grounded in only 7 double plays, and he hits them. This is not starting out real well.
No, he's starting off a little bit like yesterday's game. That ball is not that far inside. He just did not react at all to it.
And he also gets lucky. I know it does hurt, but he's got the pad on that elbow. So although he was hit in the elbow, he got hit right on the pad.
Well, here's Peralta. Mark's got some pitching to do. Chases it high and wide.
Johnny Peralta is the original good man for 2. He leads this team in grounding into 13 double plays. And there you see the numbers with the bases loaded. Pretty impressive. But if Mark can throw a ground ball, it should be 2 because Peralta just doesn't run well.
It should be 2. And rack him up. So Sizemore scores, and it is 1-0.
Peralta for the 14th time grounds into a double play, and there's the underhand flip. And not much of a chance for Chu to get any part of Ramirez as he came across the bag.
Breaking ball strike to Hafner. Another breaking ball, and that's down low. 1-1 to count. Hafner hitting at 285, 11 homers, 29 driven in. And there's a backhand flip. And time, nice play. So some good pitching right there by Mark Burley. Bases loaded, nobody out. Gives up only the one tainted run.
Marte, Kelly Shopik behind the plate, and Jeremy Sowers on the hill. Sowers looking for his 8th loss, ERA a tick under 5. Last couple of starts, he's throwing the ball a little bit better, and the key for him has always been stay aggressive. His fastball probably tops out 91, 92. Sometimes he has a tendency to nibble, and that's when he gets hurt.
And before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours. First pitch strike, Scotty Pides. Sox come in at 56 and 53. Hitting at 262 as a club with a 4.14 ERA. Pides 5 for 14 lifetime off the 26-year-old southpaw. Sowers, who is 6'1", 180 pounds, out of Leesburg, Virginia. Gap out there in right center. And that is up high.
Sowers signed by the Indians, his first-round draft choice, 6th pick overall in the June 2004 draft. After originally being drafted by Cincinnati in the first round in 2001, but he didn't sign.
Fouls that back. Count hangs at 1 and 2. 330 down the left field line, 335 down the right field line, 375 in the gaps, and 400 straightaway center. Breaking ball. Little wrapper right there.
Well, for whatever reason, our lefties have had very good luck against Sowers. So apparently he has a tendency to hang or get a little sloppy with that breaking ball, which is more of a slurve than anything else. There's a look at Ozzie.
Out and around that breaking ball.
I think Kelly Shopik is saying that ball hit Posetnik when he was out of the box. In fact, he is pointing to it and having an animated conversation with C.B. Buck. Take another look at it. Hard to tell from that angle. But I would say he was in the box. I agree with CB.
That's down low 2 and 2. It's hard to be out of the box when you foul one straight down.
Yeah.
comes back.
You don't think you have much of a chance to get out.
No, you don't.
Unless you're Ichiro, who's basically out of the box when he makes contact.
Well, he can be almost a third of the way down to first and still get hit. That's snabbed. Nice. That was 1 out. And right now, let's check out our Southwest Airlines picks to click. Jim Angio, our director and crew, well, they went with Jason Nix, Lisa, Steve, and Layla. They're going to go with Gordon Beckham, Governor Pat Quinn, and we're going to go with A.J. Pierzynski, and I'll tell you why in just a moment. As our picks are brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Visit southwest.com today.
I thought you were just invoking the executive branch.
Well, he is very instrumental in the Illinois Military Family Relief Fund,
which is a wonderful charity.
Big time. And you can go to operationhomefront.org and make a donation to all our brave men and women who've been fighting for our freedom, coming back home. Military Family Relief Fund. operationhomefront.org. That ball into right field. Chu is there, makes the catch on the run. Nice play, got a good jump. And Beckham's retired, 2 down.
Off the bat, that looked like it was going to slice into the corner for a 2-base hit. But Chu got a very good read and was playing him toward that line and made the play. He's off with the crack of the bat. He's measuring this ball all the way, and he has it with plenty of room to spare.
Jermaine Dye stands in, hitting at 274, 24 long ones, 67 driven home. Of course, good governor just got back from being over in Iraq and Afghanistan, visiting our guys over there.
He came up and visited us in the booth, and what a wonderful man he is.
Yes, he is. He's a good man. Back through the middle, base hit.
Jermaine keeps it alive for the one guy in this lineup that's really put a hurting on Mr. Sowers. It's rifled back through the middle, and no chance at all for Sowers to get that.
And that man is Jim Thome, who is 6 for 13, and of the 6 hits, 3 of them stayed in the park. Jimmy hitting at 254, 20 homers, 66 knocked in.
Look, why does he have so much power the opposite way when other guys who are as big as him can't drive the ball near as far as he can?
Well, there are other guys who are as big as Jim, but they're not as strong as he is. He takes after his daddy.
Oh, yeah, his daddy's a very large man.
And his dad was a legend in softball. Could hit it long way, and Jimmy grew up watching his big Chuck hit that far, and he's going to try to outdo him. And he kept swinging hard, and he hadn't stopped yet.
That's what somebody asked him in the dugout. I was sitting around. He said, can you adjust your swing? And maybe sometimes, maybe not swing as hard. And he goes, I don't think so, no. Because I've been swinging like this since I started playing baseball. He said, I think I have to continue to swing like this.
Well, he was watching his dad. Yeah. And you know what Big Chuck told him? So I don't want you to hit it as hard as you can hit it every time you swing the bat. Like with our son Casey, when he started playing golf a little bit. I told him, I want you to hit it as hard as you can hit it every time you swing. We'll work out the accuracy,
the finesse later.
Yeah, that's one reason he can hit it so far. Oh, he got a cookie right there. He saw it. Was all over it, just underneath it.
This breaking ball is one of those floaters that we talk about. Not much break at all, and Sowers is very fortunate to get away without being down 2-1. The last pitch is one of the reasons why left-handers have had a lot of luck against him.
He gets underneath a few of them. The 2-2. Lays off the high fastball. Go full count.
Well, there's a great pitching matchup in New York. A.J. Burnett against Josh Beckett. They designated John Smoltz for assignment today. The Boston Red Sox did, so I believe he'll be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
On the outside corner, says C.B. Buckner. And that'll do it. After one, it is 1-0 Indians. And as all our Sox fans know, when Burley is on the mound, we're going to miss a lot of pitches. That first one down low, and that one was strike. 21 to count to Jamie Carroll.
Jamie Carroll loves to hit the ball the other way. And the Sox are playing him as an off-field hitter.
And he goes up and gets out and around that one. So the leadoff single.
That's 2 times out. Last time out, and early in this one, Mark's cutter hasn't been the way he wants it. Now you see that cut fastball was up. He wanted it inside a little bit more. And if you don't stay on top of that pitch, you're going to give up a lot of line drives.
Exactly. He gets all you get last time, and so far tonight, getting underneath some. Going a little uphill. So here is Shopik. Hitting at 209, 7 homers, 28 driven in. That ball hit deep to right field. And it is 3-0 Cleveland. Shopik's second home run off Burley. 8th on the season.
With Victor Martinez traded to the Boston Red Sox, Kelly Shopik is going to have a chance to hit a little bit more than he was. And if he does, he's got big power to the opposite field. Normally to right center field. This one is down the line in right and out by plenty.
Trevor Crowe, switch hitting outfielder. Big hat. And they are following the MO of the last couple of games. They're going up there hacking. They're not waiting around for Burley to get 0-1, 0-2. Which is the way you got to approach it.
He's usually going to be around the plate with the first pitch, and that's one of the reasons why they go up aggressively.
Can he get it? No.
That ball hit awfully hard, and we'll have to see if Bob Rosenberg calls that E5. It wasn't right at him. We'll see. I think he tried to backhand that ball that was right in the middle of his body, and it is E5. Second error. We've played 1+ innings.
That'll bring up the first baseman. Hitting in the 9-hole, Andy Marte. He had 235, no homers. He's driven in 2. Turns that one over.
Marte has been a #1 prospect in now this the third organization he's been with, and they're going to give him a month and see if he can do it.
There's the strike and the count 1-2. High pop up. Jermaine's got it. So here's Sizemore. He had a chopping single. Pretty hard back through the middle. And scored. And it should be. Rack him up. But the 2-run homer by Shopik after an inning and a half, 3-0 bad guys. .54 ERA. He also has 54 strikeouts in just over 58 innings pitched And that's our Toyota moving forward. Focus on Gavin Floyd. He has been awesome.
2 games back-to-back he pitched against the Yankees and Angels, 2 of the best road teams in all of baseball, and he just completely handcuffed them.
He just told them that. Paulie? We got some work to do. We trail at 3-0 here in the bottom of the 2nd inning, but we got plenty of time to get it done. Paulie at 288, 21 homers, 70 knocked in. Breaking ball, high pop up, Chu.
White Sox group and party area outings priority seating for your group of 20 or more fans. You can save $1 to half off each ticket, depending on the size of your group in party areas like the fan deck, morning track, or an individual game diamond suite. Call 312-674-1000 or visit whitesox.com for more details.
That'll bring up AJ, hitting at 313, 11 homers. He's driven in 31. Ejector button got Kelly right there.
Tough to backhand that ball. That's a tough play for a catcher. He gets trapped, and the last second tries to backhand it, and you can't catch it.
Hard hit. Nice pick. 2 down.
From the Southwest RoboCam, we'll take a look at a ball that would have been a base hit, but fortunately for Sowers, it was on the glove side. AJ knows he hit it right on the button, but on the glove side, the pitcher is a lot quicker, and he puts it away and makes the play easily.
Here's Carlos. Quentin at 223, 11 homers, 25 driven in. Ball hit hard, base hit.
I talked to Carlos yesterday about how things are going, and I said, "You're hitting the ball pretty hard." He said, "Well, actually, I'm hitting it very hard." And he goes, "I just have to find a hole." And he goes, "If I can do that, I should be okay." But he said great at bats, and very much looks like he's getting back right on top of his game. And we welcome back Alexei Ramirez to the lineup.
Alexei, there his numbers 273, 11, and 47. He's 4 for 14 lifetime off Sowers. High and wide.
Detroit leading Minnesota 7-4 in that crucial series.
Ball hit hard into center field right at Sizemore, and that'll retire the side. Nothing across. We'll go to the 3rd, trailing by 3.
I'm back with Scott Reifert, the Vice President of Communications, and we have a very special day on August 20th. And Scott, tell us a little bit about the Field of Greens.
That's right. It's a Field of Greens charity golf outing for Chicago White Sox Charities, Harborside International Golf Course, August 20th.
And I know that there's going to be a literal plethora of celebrities there, and other people like myself are going to be there.
Hall of Fame lineup this year. Hall of Fame lineup. Stan Mikita, Gale Sayers, Carlton Fisk. We're flying Robin Ventura in. He's going to be there. Bo Jackson's going to join us. Bill Pierce. Long list of celebrities, including Steve Stone.
Well, it's going to be a whole lot of fun. And tell us a little bit about how you get a chance to get there, what you have to do to get a foursome or an individual.
Very easy. You can pick up the phone and call 312-674-1000, ask for the Community Relations Department, or if you go to whitesox.com/community, you'll see all the information there.
We're getting a little close. Are there slots available?
Absolutely. Give us a call. We'll fit you in.
And a pickoff by Mark Burley, who does a pretty good job of that. So is Drupal Cabrera. Kind of surprised.
He might be the only one shocked in the ballpark.
Nice effort. So one more time, tell us exactly what we have to do to get our folks to come to that wonderful outing.
312-674-1000, whitesox.com/community. It's the Field of Greens golf outing sponsored by Miller Lite.
Well, thank you very much. Remember that, because August 20th, you get a chance to play a little golf and put some money into a very good cause.
Let's hold them and get some runs.
Thanks, Scott.
2-1 the count to Chu. It's hit by a pitch. His first at bat. 3-4-0 for the Indians, 0-2 and a big 2 for us. Gap out there in left center. That ball into left deep. Quentin back. And it's off the wall. Now Chu's going to give it a shot. And he's going to get there. So the one-out triple. Carlos just couldn't get a beat on that to get back and then get set.
Chu takes this ball the other way, and this is a slider that doesn't slide very much. But fortunately, the wind and the cooler temperatures, I believe, kept that one in the ballpark. Carlos does turn around at the very last minute, can't come up with it. And so now the infield has to come in at all four positions, and that pickoff at first is a whole lot bigger.
Peralta hit into a 4-6-3 double play his first trip. One and one the count. Peralta last year hit .276, 23 homers, knocked in 89. And there's a changeup whipped in the hole, and it's a 4-0 Indian lead.
Talking with Tom Hamilton, the fine broadcaster of these Indians, he was talking about the mood in the clubhouse and how things have changed since they made their trade and unloaded a whole lot of their talent to get some youngsters back. They got 11 players, 9 of them pitchers. And he said that it's a much looser team than it was before. Quite obviously, they're not going to win it this year, so there's not a whole lot of pressure on them, but it's become a livelier clubhouse, and they're playing very loose baseball.
And that's not to reflect badly on the guys who left. There's a syndrome that develops when a club is going bad, and you might have 25 of the best guys you want to ever be around, but the mood in the clubhouse can get to be where it's everything is doom and gloom. Check swing and turn it. Yes, nice turn right there by Alexei and Jason Nix, but one more crosses the plate and we trail it by 4.
And a great turn by Nix at second base, just barely nipping Hafner at first. Good effort, 6-4-3, and you very rarely see 3 double plays in 3 innings. But unfortunately, it's a 4-run deficit.
I can't remember the last time that I saw a team turn 3 in 3 innings and was down 4-0.
Nope, nor I.
So here is Nix. Jason at 229, 8 homers, driven in 19. Nix 2 for 10 lifetime off Sowers with a homer. Change up, gave that one away.
That's really the key. If you're going to throw a changeup, you better have the same release point and the same arm velocity as your fastball, or you're going to get tattooed.
Another one. And the count 2-1. Most of the time, especially with young pitchers, when they throw the changeup, a lot of times, not most of the time, you can pick it up because they will try to give you a little extra in that delivery.
Right, a little extra effort in it. But hitters will also tell you, as soon as they see that arm slot drop, then they don't come forward with their hands because they know that it's going to be something other than a fastball.
Unless it's Jose.
Well, that's a bit different.
Full count.
Hopefully it'll be the Jose that we saw a few starts ago when he comes back. He said he had a bullpen session, worked out his mechanical difficulties, and feels now it was just a little adjustment, so we need him to be very good.
Well, the last time he said that, he pitched well. And there's the leadoff walk.
And we have seen, especially in this homestand on both sides of the equation, leadoff walks have invariably come back to haunt the pitcher.
Here's Pods. He had a comebacker to Sowers. Fakes a bunt, takes a strike, and yet another terrible day for Walkup. Stone Pony.
Well, we're having some of the worst weather around. It rained almost all day. It was supposed to be intermittent, but it was more mittent than inter because I just kept seeing it rain.
Everything and anything that could happen this year to hurt our Walkup has happened. We're talking about Murphy's Law. There he got a breaking ball, a good one to hit, pops it up left side. A long way to come for Trevor Crow, and he makes the catch. 1 out.
Crow was a former #1 draft choice of these Indians, and said something interesting. He said, you know, every other time he came to the major leagues, he was coming up because of an injury. And he felt this time he came to the major leagues because he earned it. He was doing real well at AAA, and he said that's going to make a difference. The belief in yourself is really the key because every one of these guys, especially a guy a former #1 draft choice, has a lot of talent.
Here's Beckham. Hit a semi-line drive down the right field line that Chu got a good jump on and made a nice running catch. That ball hit into the gap, and nobody's going to get that one. So here comes the leadoff walk. And Jason Nix, he'll score, and it's a 4-1 ball game on a double by Gordon Beckham.
Well, Chu can't cover the whole field by himself.
He almost did.
He came very close because the last time up, he went racing down the line to take one away from Beckham. This time, Beckham hit one in the gap, and Chu closed a lot of ground. Now, this is one of those changeups that didn't fool Gordon. And Chu, at the last instant, comes up a little short. RBI number 39. Nick's taking a look at it. He wants to make sure that this ball falls. It does, and there's no chance to get him at the plate, so it's a 3-run deficit.
And here's Jermaine. He ripped a single his first trip. Takes that changeup for a strike. Backs it up with a low fastball. 1-1. First of a 3-game set tomorrow to be announced for us. That's a 6:05 start against Justin Masterson, just coming over from Boston.
Don't look for a long outing from Walk. He's only going to be around 60 pitches.
Jermaine did not appreciate that call from Stevie Buck.
Topic wants it inside. Jermaine thought it was a little too far inside.
The 1-2 pitch. Little breaking ball popped up. Marte makes the catch, and that's out number 2.
Well, there's a very special lady at the ballpark tonight, Evelyn Nugent, celebrating her 100th birthday. She's in section 334, right next to our booth. Southpaw visited her between the second and third innings, brought her a poster for her birthday. Her son Jim is a huge White Sox fan. And he says that out of the 162 games a year, she's either watching or listening to all of them.
Happy birthday, Evelyn. 100 years young. Here's Tomey. Back through the middle and into center field. So here comes Beckham. He'll score, and it's a 4-2 ball game.
And there's Evelyn. Jimmy, who's hit Sowers very well, gets a fastball right down the middle, and this was hit hard enough to get under the glove and past a diving Jamie Carroll on into center field. RBI number 67.
And here comes Paulie. He popped up to right field. Four-2 Cleveland leads here in the bottom of the third inning. And that's into right center field. That's a can of corn for Sizemore, but the Sox get on the board, scoring a pair. Started off by the leadoff walk by Jason Nix. It's 4-2 Cleveland. Got ourselves a 4-2 ball game. Cleveland on top. Jamie Carroll at the plate. He singled and scored, leading off in the second. Takes a strike. And that's off the plate. 2-1. Three and one to count. Come back and get him. You don't want any leadoff walks. It's full. There you go. Now the scoreboard changes. That's into center field. And that's a can of corn. And the fourth inning is brought to you by Taco Bell's Fourth Meal. That's a meal between dinner and breakfast, open until 1 a.m. or later. Lisa Stone is one of her favorite establishments.
She's on her way to San Diego, I'm sure, scouting out the Bells in that lovely city.
I'll tell you what, all you got to do is go now to the GPS system.
You'll find it.
You'll find it. Find a bunch of them. Whoever invented those things.
It's amazing, isn't it?
I can't believe I don't even have to touch a button. All I got to do is talk to the thing. It talks back. Shopping, opposite field homer. A 2-run shot.
What does it tell you? Don't talk to me anymore?
No, it sent me on a wild goose chase when I was driving back to Detroit, though. I had to go to their wedding. Got upset with me.
Yeah. Hey, make a left here. You're in Elkhart, Indiana.
Another deep drive to right. And another home run. Way back. That's longer than the first one. It's 5-2. And Shopik is taking exactly the correct approach that right-handers should do against Burley.
9-31. And both of them no doubters. This ball is up and away. And Shopik takes it perfectly that way and drives it well over the bullpen opposite way.
So here's Crow. Hit a hard one down to Gordon Beckham. Couldn't handle it. Gordon picked up his 11th arrow. Got him on the fist. There was a good cutter. When he stays on top and stays back, Mark is very tough. When he gets out there, all it takes for Mark, Stone Pony, is just he gets out there a little too far, and he just can't. It's going to be a roller.
Well, you can see that particular cutter was very much on the hands of Trevor Crow. And the difference is minuscule. It's like hitting a baseball. Where you hit it, it can be infinitesimal. Make the difference between a pop-up and a home run. Same thing with a pitch. Difference between a cutter that's really effective and one that just spins up there.
I've watched Mark his whole career, even before he got here. I was in spring training several years. When he doesn't get out there too far, he's probably going to beat you. When he gets out there too far, he's probably going to get hit hard. There's the strike. And there's strike two. So full count. That changeup popped up. Nix makes the catch, and it'll retire the side. But Kelly Shopik's second homer. And after 3.5, it's 5-2 Indians.
Well, Aris has to get a rally going because right now we're down 3 runs, and they've hit Mark Burley pretty hard, scoring in each and every one of the first 4.
Her record's phenomenal. Something I think it's about 11-2 when she comes. As that pitch taken inside, AJ hit a shot back, a one-hop Skinner to Sowers, who made the pick easy. And that's going to be out of play. Five, 7-0 for them, 2-4 and 2 for us. And that one he won't be able to get.
Big difference is that one was on the throwing arm side and the other one was on the glove side, because that one wasn't hit as hard as the first one. When you have to go across your body, it's a little more difficult. He couldn't get the glove there, so from the Southwest RoboCam, we'll take a look at AJ with his first hit of the night.
Yeah, Governor Pat Quinn's pick to click tonight. And here's Carlos. He singled in the hole sharply. In the hole, back in the second. Can I check it up? First and 30 right here, Carlos. Yes, he did.
The same thing. He was fooled by both pitches, and both times he started the swing and then couldn't check it up.
Oh, good call by Mike Everett. Unfortunately. Might come back with something up hard high up out of the zone, or slow low. It's going to be up high hard. And that ball hit into center field. Now AJ is going to tag. And he's going to give it a go. No. Now he's going to stop. He saw the arc of the throw, and he'll get back.
Pretty good idea putting the pressure on Grady Sizemore, because he's had some problems with that left elbow. Take a look at Sizemore. This ball was hit awfully hard, but the ball is holding up the left and left center. Not so to right. Jamie Carroll backing up as Jubal Cabrera. And I think AJ made the right decision.
Well, AJ, he saw the arc. When you see the arc of the ball, you then make your decision. Sizemore knows that AJ's trying. They will not be able to turn it, but that is 2 down.
Well, AJ was ready to get a good hard slide, but when he realized that that throw was off the mark and that Carroll was off balance, he couldn't possibly get the throw off. He didn't even bother to slide into Jamie Carroll. He knew there was not going to be a play at first.
Here's Jason Nix. He walked and scored last inning. That was the leadoff walk. Get out of here. Get out of here. They won't, but they couldn't get there. Yeah. Nice to see former Sox right-hander Ron Reed, his lovely wife Julie, before the game here.
Remember Ron Reed, pretty good basketball player, I believe.
Notre Dame. And he also played professional basketball.
I remember he came down when I was in AA, and he was rehabbing from the big leagues. We hadn't seen a major league pitcher. He came down getting his arm in shape. And there was a little difference between a guy who had been in the major leagues and some of our AA guys.
Yeah. Heck of a guy. Heck of a competitor. He would be on the 10-man staff of the all Carmine Derriere team. He was in town for Aero Precision's tournament down at Lost Dunes. Beautiful golf course. And that changeup popped up. Marte makes the catch, and that'll retire the side. We're into the fifth. We trail it by 3. One and 0 the count to Grady Sizemore leading off here in the top of the fifth. We got to put a stop on this. They have scored and a good pitch didn't get it. That was a strike on Tomey. That was certainly a strike right there. Anyway, 2-0 the count. They scored 1 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth. Burr on deck, and the 3-0 delivery. There's the strike. Hey.
Umpires really like that. When you get ready to throw the bat away, and you can understand where Grady might have thought that would have been a touch low.
I can see where he thought it was down a little bit. And there's ball 4. Ready to lead off walk.
Once again, Asdrubal Cabrera is a good man for 2. And but for an errant throw in the first inning, would have grounded into a double play. Did lead to a run.
And a light rain falling. Outfield about equidistant. Slightly to the left. Is there strike one on the outside edge of the outside corner?
Outfield straight away. Infield actually pinching toward the middle.
At double play depth.
Last year, Cabrera hit just .259, and it was inexplicable why he just suddenly stopped hitting. In fact, they sent him down to the minor leagues for a while. He was there for 34 games before coming back. But he had had such a good year the year before, they realized that he was a very good player. And he came back this year, rededicated himself, and he's putting together a very solid season.
Well, sometimes when you have such a good rookie year as he did, he was certainly outstanding. I mean, knocked in some big runs for him. As that is fouled, and that's going to be in the seats 3 rows back. But sometimes that happens. You go home, you maybe don't work quite as hard, you're not quite as focused.
You think you have it made, I think, after that first big year.
Some guys do.
Okay, well, you've got it all figured out, and not realizing the league is going to make a lot of adjustments to you.
That happens even to veterans sometimes after a big year.
And they're saying that
CB said,
yeah, he didn't get hit by the pitch. That it was a foul ball, or, and I'm thinking it did hit the knob of the bat. Otherwise, he would be calling the trainer out. Well, Eric Wedge is not at the game tonight. He's attending to a death in the family, and Jeff Datz is the acting manager.
And that is chopped foul. Oh, 0-2. 23-year-old. And another souvenir. I can speak from experience about being a veteran and having a good year and then coming back the next year and was not ready to play when I went to spring training. And it was one of the great experiences that I had because it really woke me up.
How long did it take you before you finally started to figure out that maybe needed a little more intensity?
About 3/4 of the way through spring training. All of a sudden, I remember vividly. You know, I had won Player of the year before. Led the league in RBIs, and so I didn't work as hard in the winter. Got to spring training. Said to myself, you know, you do it again.
I'll round into shape?
Yeah. I'll do it again. All of a sudden, about 3/4 away, I'm not swinging the bat very well, not making very much contact. I said, Hawkman, you better start working your behind off, boy. And it took me about a month into the season, a month and a half before I got there.
I remember Rick Sutcliffe took me out to dinner in Scottsdale, 1985, after he had won the Cy Young Award in '84. And he said to me, what was it like in '81 after you won the Cy Young Award in '80? He said the toughest part about it is they erase all of the wins and all of the momentum that you had the year before.
All right. Go ahead and take your time. Rack them up. Fourth double play turned by the Sox. Fourth double play thrown by Burley.
For Cabrera, he is a good man for two, and that's the 11th time he's grounded into a double play.
Well, it was a great lesson, and maybe the same thing held true for Asdrubal. Maybe he went home after rookie year and said, "Hey, I can play up here. Instead of running 15, I'll run 10."
Yeah, and we really don't know exactly what happened, except the end result was they gave him a wake-up call by sending him to the minor leagues.
Chu probably will take it himself, so he pitches over the leadoff walk. Halfway home, we need 3 to tie. With Texter to text Subway to 97999. Go to WGNTV.com for complete info and rules. Scotty Pies will lead it off here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 5-7-0 for the Tribe, 2-5-2 for our Sox. Pies has bounced back to Sowers and fouled out to Crow in left field. First of 3. And that ball hit deep into left center field, slicing away from Sizemore into Crow. He makes the catch for out number 1.
Show your White Sox passion every home game this season with an Office Max sign. Visit one of the Office Max sign-making stations located throughout U.S. Cellular Field. Office Max, hometown sponsor of the Chicago White Sox.
Well, here's Gordon. Beckham 1 for 2. A double. An RBI, and then a run scored. First pitch strike.
Minnesota was trailing 9-3, and they've scored 3 to make it a 9-6 game. There's still plenty of time left to go in that one.
Bit of a gap out there in left center. Peralta off the line at third.
Well, they're playing Beckham as an extreme off-field hitter. Crow is well off the line in left field, and we've seen Gordon go down that way. If pitchers stay inside, you see Sizemore a couple of steps into right center and shoot toward the line and right.
Fouls that fastball back. Got him on a breaking ball. 2 down.
Good sharp breaking slider. Went out of the zone and looked good enough and then just disappeared. Thank Bobby Bertucci for visiting the booth ever so briefly.
Yeah.
Bringing up a few treats, and Ron Crown bringing up some turtles.
First pitch strike to Jermaine, who is 1 for 2. Outfield straight up for JD. And he goes through the fastball. 0-2 the count. Couple of strikeouts, 1-2-3 inning. First 1-2-3 inning for Sowers, and he leads it 5-2. Curveball misses to Johnny Peralta. 1-0 the count. That ball hit high and deep in the left field. Carlos back in front of Nellie Fox makes the catch.
And fortunately, that's the wrong place to hit it tonight. So August 22nd at 6:05, it's the White Sox versus the Orioles. Fans will enjoy postgame fireworks presented by Van Kampen Investments. For tickets, call 866-SOX-GAME or visit whitesox.com.
Here's Hafner. He's grounded out to second. Nick's made a good play to get him, and he's hit into a 6-4-3 double play. Here's breaking ball strike.
Hafner's had some injury problems after signing a very large contract. And the owner of the Indians was in the paper today saying that they're going to lose $16 million. A lot of the moves were prompted by the economic times. Indians are not drawing particularly well.
Will drop down, misses the outside corner, 2-1. Two and two. To the 32-year-old, injuries, well, that's an understatement. Last year, had that shoulder problem, couldn't hardly swing it back.
Oh, you look at a 197 batting average, and you look at some of the other years. He hit 305 in 05, 308 in 06, 33 and 42 home runs respectively, with well over 100 driven in.
And he walks it. Second walk issued by Burley. And that'll bring up Jamie Carroll. Carroll's 1 for 2. Single to lead off the second and score. Jamie, a 35-year-old veteran. Played well against us, both with the leather and the lumber. Takes a strike.
The tip-off for Mark Burley that his stuff isn't quite where he wants it the last 2 times out is that combined, he does not have a strikeout in over 10 innings of work.
And the count 2-1. Well, there's got to be, I don't know, certainly never done it, but got to be a huge come down, huge letdown after retiring 45 consecutive hits.
Well, the perfect game and then another all-time record right on the heels of it in the next start. So
got to be 2 games to retire 45, and it's got to be a big come down. But Mark, once a year, always hits the funk, like everybody does. I'm not saying he's the one now, but it looks to me like he's shortened up just a little bit, and he's working. He always works quick, but he pitches his best when it looks like he's just playing catch with a catcher.
Well, you know when he is at his best because he'll throw that changeup consistently low and away to the right-handers.
Well, hit hard. And there's a base hit. So the 1-out walk to Hafner, the single by Carroll, and that'll bring up Shopik. All he's done is go 2 for 2 with 2 long opposite field home runs.
Well, twice he just reached out that ball high and away. That actually was out of the strike zone, and he took it down the line. And the next time he hit it even farther. That ball also high and away, and this time he took it over the bullpen.
Three career homers off Mark, and there's a watch out. Broken bat single. So the walk is going to come around to score, and it is a 6-2 ball game.
And Shopik hasn't waited around. He's just gone after the first pitch. That time he shattered the bat, drives in his 4th run of the game. I don't know how many times he's done better than that, if ever. 2 home runs and a single. And he's left with what looks like a cricket bat.
Well, here's Crow. He's reached on an error and popped up the shortstop. Now some activity.
Tony Pena thrown in the bullpen. Since coming over from the Arizona Diamondbacks, he's been pretty good.
Two and 0 the count to Trevor Crow. Slicing into the seats. 6 runs on 9 hits for their guys. 2 runs on 5 hits for our guys. They have scored in every inning except the 5th. And the count 3-1.
That was a bit of a delayed call, but Mark will take it.
Make that 2-2. 1 out, 2 on. Right back to him. Take your time. There you go. And rack him up. That is the 5th double play turn by the Sox in 6 innings, but we trail it 6-2. They have autographed baseballs in there from current members of our White Sox, plus Hall of Famers such as Luis Aparicio and Carlton Fisk. So you don't know who you're going to get until you buy the brown bag.
There's a surprise inside each and every one of them.
Yeah. Nice. The score is not, though. They lead it 6-2. Jim Thome, Paul Konerko, and A.J. Pierzynski, the first 3 here in the bottom of the 6th.
Pretty hard to believe that there's 5 double plays in 5 innings. And still, we're losing 6-2. 6 innings, 5 and 6 innings, and losing 6-2.
I can't ever recall it before. Again, you see things in this game you've never seen before. All the time. Out and around, hooks that one. Carroll makes the play, 1 out.
Follow your team on your iPhone and iPod Touch with MLB.com at Bat 2009, featuring play-by-play, video highlights, and live audio broadcasts. Visit WhiteSox.com on your iPhone or iPod Touch to purchase.
Pauly has gone out to right, and he has gone out fairly deep to center. Takes first pitch strike. 26-year-old southpaw. Bowers trying to pick up his first career win against our Sox. He is 0-6. Got in on it.
Broke his bat.
And right now, let's check out our U.S. Cellular text poll question. Believe in something better. Which division will produce this season's AL wildcard winner? A, East, B, Central, C, West. Just text A, B, or C to 97999 and watch for the results later in the ball game. Oh, and 2 to count to Konerko. Bad breaking ball coming in. If it's hit hard, that's exactly where it's going to go, and that's dead left.
Especially if you take a little something off, and that's exactly what Sowers did.
There's no way to hit that ball hard and keep it fair.
Well, he's averaged less than 6 innings per start, and he's about right there. Not necessarily in pitch total because he's kept those down, but in innings of work. Now, Paul says that hit him. And Chuck Merriweather, I think, said no. C.B. Buckner says that it didn't hit him. Paul said, I think that it hit him on the hop. Didn't hit him on a fly, but it's still a hit batsman, and he's looking at the baseball. But you're not going to see a mark on the ball if it hit him on the white uniform. Mike Everett is saying he didn't see it.
Well, it's tough for the first base umpire to see if it had just nipped him in the toe or the side of the leg. I know one thing. It probably, let's take another look right here. It probably nipped him because Paul Konerko likes to swing the bat.
I would think so.
I know one thing. There are a lot of guys that don't want to go first base on something like that. John hangs at 2-2. Tell you, nice crowd on hand, especially under the elements. 27,153. That ball hit high, stayed fair.
Well, that one was really crushed.
And really close.
Jerry Davis right on the line. It stayed fair for a long time. We're finally hooking foul. That sends Kelly Shopik out to talk with his left-hander, Jeremy Sowers. That was a towering shot above the pole and not foul by much.
Tell you what, that's flip a coin right there. Well, Jerry Davis, good umpire. And the count goes full. Call for a base hit right here, Paul. And that ball into right field. So 2 down. Just missed solo homer. But here's AJ. Hit a shot, his first at bat in the second inning, right back. Sowers then hit one, not quite as hard for a base hit in the fourth inning, right back through the middle. Oh, he got a hanger right there and couldn't do anything with it.
It was actually hung a little too high.
That is a great pitch to hit. Wow. Nope. 1-1 to count. Cleveland with 1 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth, none in the fifth, 1 in the sixth. Sox were there too, coming back in the third. That ball hit hard. Wow. Another 1, 2, 3 inning. That is 9 in a row retired by Sowers. Thank you. Six-two Indians here in the top of the seventh inning. Andy Marte takes a breaking ball strike, and our good luck charm right here has got to get to working. One and one to count. Marte has popped up to right, and he has popped up to second. Takes strike two. Now, field for the most part straight up, because that's up high. He gone. He knew it. First strikeout for Burley.
Andy Marte looking for anything but a fastball. And Mark actually cut that ball over the outside corner. And it's a perfect pitch.
Well, here's Sizemore. He has singled and scored, hit into a 4-6-3 double play and walked. And that's right back through the middle.
August 9th at 1:05, it's the White Sox versus these same Indians. The first 10,000 children, 13 and under, will receive a White Sox school binder presented by Pepsi. For tickets, call 866-SOX-GAME or visit whitesox.com.
As Drupal Cabrera is 1 for 3. Reached on an error, singled, and hit into a 6-4-3 double play. Sox, if you're just tuning in, have turned 5 double plays in this ball game. The only inning they missed was the 4th.
It's only because 3 balls were hit in the air. 1 left the ballpark.
But you know, we were talking earlier about Burley and when he gets into a little bit of a funk. And I'll tell you, Steve, after watching him all these years, I mentioned sometimes he has a little tendency, like a lot of guys, to get out there just a little too far. But I think primarily the biggest reason is that, to me, he's most effective when he works up and down, not so much in and out. It's easier for him to work in and out when he's working about up and down. Fastball's up out of the zone, changeup's low and away.
Right. And that's the fastball out of the zone is as effective a pitch as he has. It's never overpowering, but because the changeup is so good, he can throw it 89 miles an hour and throw by a lot of right-hand hitters.
That's a little too high, and the count 1-2. It's easier for hitters to cover in and out than it is up and down. That's up high, pop foul. Nick's a long way to go. He gets there and drops the ball.
Got to be E4 again. We'll have to take a look. I mean, it was a long run, but he's standing right under it. Well, this has been a very tough homestand defensively on a guy that is a real good defender.
Well, he has definitely had a terrible week. Defensively. And he is a good infielder with outstanding hands. But bad defense, which we have played bad defense, make no mistake about it, is contagious.
Well, it sets up the opportunity to turn a double play. I mean, here it is. It'll be a ground ball. It's what you got to look at it because we're not catching much of anything else.
I think he hit that in mind.
Yeah, I think that he's looking at trying to come close to a record here. So.
There goes the runner. It wasn't, but, well, July 20th, Jason only had 1 error.
This is
August 7th, and he's got 9.
It's been one of those homestands that he would just as soon forget.
Yeah, because that's his forte. When he plays as an infielder, when Jason next we saw him in the spring, when he plays from down to up, he's really, really good. When he plays from up to down, he's not really, really good. There it is.
Told you.
Rack him up. 6 double plays in 7 innings, but we trail it 6-2.
Inning, and it's the bottom of the order. Quentin Ramirez and Nix to face Jeremy Sowers. Sowers has given up 5 hits, just 2 runs, and he's been very effective. He was vulnerable early, but he's coming on the heels of 9 straight retired as he faces Quentin.
Carlos 1 for 2. Hard single, and he went out deep to center field. First pitch strike, changeup. Out and around it. Good pitch right there by Sowers. And the lead man down.
Tee off with current and former White Sox team members, sports celebrities, and media personalities at Harborside International Golf Center for the annual Chicago White Sox Charities Field of Greens golf outing, presented by Miller Lite. That's Thursday, August 20th. For more information, call 312-674-1000 or visit whitesox.com.
Top of the third in Colorado. Rockies leading the Cubs 3-1. Who's going for the Cubs tonight?
Zambrano was supposed to start and apparently warmed up, and he exited after 3 innings last start, and this time the back stiffened up again. He couldn't go to the post.
That's into center field. That's Ken Corn for Grady Sizemore. Alexei now 0 for 3.
Sowers continues to roll right along. He found it after the base hit by AJ in the 4th inning.
Jason has walked, scored, and popped up to first base. That's high and deep, just off the end of the bat. That is 12 in a row retired by Jeremy Sowers. Inning, He is 1 for 2. There's a breaking ball strike, a triple, and a run scored back in the third. That breaking ball hit and foul. So the count very quickly 0-2. Pretty good pitch. Didn't get it. That's flipped out into left field. Carlos is right there, makes the catch. 1 out.
August 8th at 6:05. It's the White Sox versus the Indians. Fans will enjoy post-game fireworks presented by St. Xavier University. For tickets, call 866-SOX-GAME or visit whitesox.com. It, of course, is tomorrow at 6:05.
Indeed it is. As here is Peralta. Hit into a 4-6-3 double play, had an RBI single. And he went out deep to left field. That ball hit well into center. Hides back. Gets turned around, cannot make the play. So Peralta will pull up with a double.
This hasn't been one of Mark's better efforts, but he has not been helped by this defense. Peralta with his second hit.
So here's Hafner. He's 0 for 2 with a base on balls and a run scored. Sox now with 87 errors.
That's the league lead.
As well it should be. Toronto has 41. Minnesota 46. Angels 51. Sox on the donkey end of that spectrum at 87. 3-1 to count to Hafner. But again, errors don't tell the whole story.
Well, because there's plays that should be made that aren't, that don't go as errors, that make the pitches add up.
Well, we probably this year minimum 4, maybe 6. But for sure, a minimum of 4. I was keeping count there for a while. And I'm not saying it's cost us a game, but it was games that, because of the non-turn double play, we lost. That's foul back. Can't say that tonight because we've turned 6 of them.
Plenty. If Hafner would be kind enough to line it at somebody, it might get the 7.
Get a bad base running double play. He gone. Came back from the 3-0. Second strikeout for Mark. 2 down.
looked like a good straight change, and here comes Ozzie at the 114 pitch mark for Mark Burley. That's a whole lot of work. He's got the two right-handers coming up in Carroll and Shopik, and that's going to be it for Mark Burley.
All right, so Mark will work 7 2/3. He departs, and we'll be back. This season's AL wildcard winner. A East easily at 74%.
Tony Pena comes into the game. Pena 1-0 with the Sox. ERA 5.23 on for the 12th time. The ERA somewhat deceiving in that he gave up a couple of runs early, but lately throwing the ball exceptionally well. He inherits Peralta at second base. 2 outs here in the 8th inning.
6-11-0 for them, 2-5-3 for us. Ball gets away from AJ. So Peralta moves into third.
This most likely will be third wild pitch, only because AJ was setting up low and away, and that ball just kept moving up and in to Carroll. They're calling it a pass ball, and that's a tough pass ball.
Up and in, 2-0. Only 2 innings that they have not scored in. And only 2 innings that we not turned a double play in. There's one. Carroll with that base hit and run scored in the second. Also singled in the 6th. And the count goes full. Kelly Shopik, who was 3 for 3 with 2 homers on deck. And yes, Jason makes the catch. Tried to just flip it out there in the right field. Meanwhile, we still trail it 6-2.
season ticket plans are still available. Fans that purchase the remainder of the season and place a deposit on 2010 season tickets can guarantee tickets for all potential postseason games. Call 312-674-1000 or visit whitesox.com to reserve your seats today.
Bottom of the 8th inning at 6-2 Cleveland, and Mully is not happy.
No, and I got one of his T-shirts, the Mully and Handley T-shirt. Handsome T-shirt.
Handsome T-shirt.
Very good on Larry when I visit him in Scottsdale.
Breaking ball outside, count 1-1. Larry, of course, is one of 2 Rhodesian Ridgebacks.
And one of the guys that get up early enough to listen to the early part of the show.
That is how to play left side.
There is the newest addition to the ball club, Jake Peavy, who will be throwing the baseball tomorrow. And hopefully will be throwing it for real in the not too distant future.
Come on, guys, let's get something going here. Put a 5 spot on it.
Dotel and Carrasco throwing in the pen.
Good rip just underneath it. Well, Hanley's not happy either. Rockies still leading the Cubs 3-1. 4th inning. (10-7). Tigers leading Minnesota. That's inside full count. Game in the top of the 9th inning.
Bullpen up and going for the Indians. Tony Sipp, the left-hander, and Chris Perez, the right-hander. Perez acquired from the Cardinals. Was in the Mark DeRosa deal.
And that's a fair ball. Ground rule double. Bounces into the seats. Looked like for a second if it was going to be fair, Crow would catch it. But he pulled up just a hair. So a good start here to the 8th inning.
Well, Sednick takes that fastball away with good plate coverage and hits it just inside the line. This ball was slicing away from Crow. And the high hop is 2 bases. Second double of the night, won by Gordon Beckham in the 3rd inning, drove home a run.
So Scotty Potts' 15th two-bagger. And here is Beckham, who's 1 for 3 with that RBI and a run scored. Takes it up high.
89 pitches for Jeremy Sowers. And we'll see how long the leash is. Jeff Datz, bench coach, managing in place of Eric Wedge just this evening.
Count evens at 1. Outfield shaded to the right. Peralta off the line at 3rd. Long look in. Now Sowers accepts. And the count 2-1. Gordon hitting at 310, 6 homers, 39 ribbies as he stands in there. Good rip. He got a good pitch to hit and couldn't do anything with it, and he knows it.
That fastball just under the letters right down the middle. And it could very well be that Sowers is running out of gas.
Struck him out last time on a low breaking pitch. Slurve. And a full count. There's Jermaine on deck, Tomey in the hole. Ball 4 base hit. And that's ball 4. First 2 men aboard. Well, good battling at bat by Beckham.
I think that's going to be it. It looks to me like Sowers is starting to aim it. He's gotten 7+ innings, a long outing for Sowers. That goes to the bullpen.
So Sowers pitched well tonight. He departs, and we'll be back.
One in the National League, his ERA for Cleveland, 4.76 out for the 12th time. We saw his debut and it wasn't pretty. He was getting under just about everything. Now he's got a terrific arm. He'll top out at 95. You see the 13 strikeouts in 11 1/3 innings. At one point he was the #1 prospect in the Cardinal organization and was their closer of the future. Things didn't work out for him there. And the Indians liked his arm, so they made the move.
He's 6'4", 230 pounds, 24 years old. Out of Bradenton, Florida. So 2 on, nobody out. 4-run ball game, and here's Jermaine Dye. Breaking ball, no. Tomey on deck.
One of the things you have to do is don't get over anxious, because Perez will have problems getting the ball over the plate.
And the count 2-0. Jermaine 1 for 3, a single in the first inning.
That's what eventually did him in St. Louis. He had walked 15 in 23 2/3 innings, and he's quickly behind 2-0.
And it's 3-0. Tying run on deck.
And Tony Sipp, the left-hander, loosening up in the bullpen. Payne thought it was down. C.E. Buckner said it was good enough.
And a full count.
This looked like a good one. 95. If he called the last one, he's going to call that one.
All 4 base hit. Right here. And that's ball 4. That will load him up.
Fans on their feet.
Big Jim is 1 for 3 tonight. An RBI single back in the 3rd inning. So the tying run at the plate.
And they're putting the regular shift on him. Something you don't see a lot with the bases loaded. However, Peralta is not playing straightaway shortstop. He's playing a little closer to 3rd.
Nice stop right there by Shopik.
That turned out to be, that's a big play right there by Shopik. If he misses that ball, and he could very well have done that, it scores a run and moves up the other base runners. And now here comes Carl Willis. The last instant, Shopik turned his glove the way he should instead of backhanding it, was able to make that play, and now Willis talking with Perez, suggesting he might think about throwing a strike.
Well, I'm trying, Carl. I'm trying the best I can.
He's had 5 wild pitches this year combined. Bullpen has been a big problem with the Indians this year. They've made a whole lot of changes. They keep moving guys back and forth. And look at those numbers with the bases loaded. 9 grand slams for Big Jim.
And the count 2-0. Don't help him out. Let him hang himself. Let him squeeze it.
See Gordon Beckham doing what he should do, what very few guys do, and that is turn around and look at the outfielders before the pitch.
No.
Well, that's a wide outside corner. Shopik wants it inside.
That's ridiculous.
That ball's not really close.
Well, I mean, there's 2 guys that thought it was a ball. That's Jim Thome and Kelly Shopik.
Shopik really dragged it over the corner.
Buckner's the only one that thought it was a strike, and he was dead wrong. Well, that's a big pitch, too, going from 3-0 to 2-1.
And now 2-2.
That 3-0 count gets a little hard on the sphincter. He called him out on a pitch that wide. Back in the 1st inning. Oh, he went. Could not check it up. He knows it. So there's where one pitch can determine the fate of a ball game.
Well, that one turned around that at bat. And that slider was well out of the zone. But Jimmy couldn't check it up. Pitching sequences, the first two missed badly. This is the big pitch.
That's just it. Here's Paulie. Paulie 0 for 3. He's due. Pitch. Paulie jammed himself right there, let the ball get too deep. Infield fly rule is called, and there's 2 out. Goes up to AJ.
And it's up to Jeff Datz if he wants to leave Perez in the game to face AJ, who's hit the ball very hard 3 times. And I think the question has been answered. Datz comes out. I think he's probably going to Tony Sipp.
Man. Wish I could cuss. I will depart.
Time. He's another guy that's really had all kinds of problems with his control. He's got excellent stuff. 22 strikeouts in 19 innings, but he's walked 16 and given up 4 home runs. And he'll be looking in at AJ.
With Carlos Quentin on deck. But Sox packed with Sox, 2 down here in the bottom of the 8th inning. We trail it by 4. AJ has hit the ball hard, real hard twice, and hard once. He's 1 for 3.
Sipp has a tendency to throw that hard slider in the dirt. Going to be a lot of pressure on Shopping.
There was the first ball, breaking ball. AJ looking for it, got it underneath it.
AJ's got some real good numbers with the bases loaded. That time he hung one, that was the pitch. Hung that ball right up in the eyes of AJ.
Now AJ's got to cinch it up, hunker down, 0-2 the count. There's a shot right to Carroll. A bullet off the bat of Pierzynski. Meanwhile, bases loaded, nobody out, and we can't do a dadgum thing with it. Bases loaded with nobody out and could not push even one across the plate. So it'll be Shopik, Crow, and Marte, the lower third of the Indian order. Shopik is 3 for 3, a 2-run homer, a solo homer, and an RBI single.
Good hard slider by Tony Pena, who came on in relief of Mark Burley. Got the final out of the 8th inning.
And the count 0-2. If you're just tuning in, 2-run-6 has 3 errors for us. The errors have hurt tonight, but they did not cost us the ball game. As you look at Bobby Jenks, good to see Bobby back out there in that bullpen.
Boy, it is real good to see him out there because he had a tough battle with kidney stones, multiple kidney stones.
He gone.
4 runs batted in ties the career high of Shopik. He had done it 2 other times. Not that time.
I mentioned the runs, the errors did not cost us this ball game, but they certainly did not help. And a couple other plays that were not made did not help as well. Switch hitting left fielder, Trevor Crow. Two 2-0 the count. This is the first pitch to Crow. That's the same pitch he called the strike on Tomey and also called him out on. And the count 3-0. In fact, that was a better pitch than the one he called Tomey a strike on. That's bad. That's a fact. Kerry Wood. Yay. There's a strike he called.
Detroit has already won their ball game with Minnesota, and that turned into a slugfest.
Final 10-8.
Yep.
So the 1-out walk, and that'll bring up Marte, who was 0 for 3. Crowe 2 for 2 in stolen bases. He has good speed. Big hack, no contact.
Those sliders by Pena, all of them to Shopik, and the first two to Marte are just unhittable.
So probably going to be running. He stole 45 bases in 06. 28 in 07. You foul it will. Thank you very much. He gone. All right, we're going to show you the pitch he called on Tomey and explain the significance of that pitch, Stone Pony.
Well, he's already walked two guys, and it's a 2-0 count. We'll take a look at the location of that one as Shopik actually yanks it back over the corner. That's a 3-0 count. Now it's 2-1. Absolutely in the same spot, and the catchers reacted the exact same way. One was a ball, one was a strike.
And he called Tomey out on a pitch like the one he called that 2-0 pitch out earlier in the ball game. So you can see a very distorted strike zone. One and one to count to Sizemore, who was 2 for 3. Ready, a single and run scored in the first. Shouldn't have scored because Cabrera hit a perfect double play ball to Nix, who threw it away at second. There he goes.
It's actually a very good effort by Alexei. He picked it, actually put the tag down, and made it a whole lot closer than it should have been. Good pickup. Watch it again. Watch the glove. Just a little tardy on the tag, but a good play by Ramirez.
Great effort. There's a strike to even the count at 2. Balls, 2 strikes, 2 out here in the top of the 9th inning. For our guys, it'll be the lower third of the order. Scheduled hitters are Quentin, Alexei, and Nix. Face Kerry Wood. Yes, he did. He knew it. And that'll do it. Go to the bottom of the 9th. We need 4 to tie.
Good effort by Chu. Comes up a little short. And the leadoff walk to Nix comes home to score. That's our 4th drive of the game. So heading into the bottom of the 9th inning, it's Kerry Wood who comes into the game at 2-3, ERA just under 5. On for the 42nd time. This is a non-save situation. He's 15 of 20 in save situations this year.
Carlos Quentin, 1 for 3, will lead it off. Fastball at 95. First time that Carlos has faced Kerry Wood.
Well, if Wood is right, he's going to see a really tough to hit slider.
That's low. And the count 1-1.
With 43 strikeouts in 38 innings. Just 19 walks.
Breaking ball off the end of the bat. Double clutch right there, but they get him as Cabrera. Picks up the assist, and that'll bring up Alexei Ramirez, who is 0 for 3. Tomorrow, to be announced for us against Justin Masterson, 24-year-old right-hander, just acquired from the Red Sox in the Victor Martinez deal. So make your plans to be with us. That's the 6:05 start. And there are fireworks, as there are tonight, fireworks tomorrow. And that fastball at 94 out of play right side. Then on Sunday in the finale of this 11-day, 10-game homestand, Jose Contreras against David Huff Now, tomorrow's game, if you can't make it to the ballpark, will be over WGN and Sundays on Comcast Sportsnet. Alexei 0 for 1 against Kerry Wood. He struck him out. Don't hit back. High in the left field. Crow drops the ball.
Well, you never know. Sometimes the door opens just a little bit, and you take advantage of that break. Crow is right there, and the ball just drops out of the glove.
Well, he stuck it right in front of his eyes.
But Chris Getz comes on a pinch run as Ramirez still having a tender ankle. And Dwayne Wise coming on the pinch hit. Wayne hit a pinch home run in the 9th inning of yesterday's game. The first pinch home run for the Sox this year.
Takes that 96-mile-an-hour fastball up high. Wayne 1 for 5 off Kerry Wood. And that was a home run. There's a high towering drive in the right field. He just missed that one. 2 down. So 2 out to Scotty Pides to try to keep it alive. There goes Chris. He'll just mosey on in the second. No stolen base. Scott has had some success against Wood. 5 for 17. A double, a triple. 3 walks. Ball gets away, but no advance by Chris.
Kopech has had quite a night both behind the plate and with the bat.
There's a base hit. Get back. Safe.
Wow, that ball caromed right off of Carroll. Heads up play by Cabrera. And they came an eyelash from ending the ball game thrown behind Chris Getz. This is a base hit. Great effort by Carroll, and then a heads up play by Asdrubal Cabrera. And had Peralta tagged the arm because he had the ball in plenty of time, Chris would have been out.
Chris gave him a good little deke right there. Pulled it back.
Touched it with the other arm.
First pitch strike to Beckham as Pides moves into second.
He gets his second hit of the night.
Beckham 1 for 3. That RBI double back in the 3rd inning. And that's into right field. When that ball comes down, this game will be over. So the Sox, well, last couple innings, had an opportunity to do some damage, couldn't do anything with it. In the 8th, bases loaded, nobody out, couldn't score in. We'll be back.